Max Cavalera here. This is the Vulgar Display of Podcast. Vulgar Display of Podcast right fucking now.
Tuned into the motherfucking greatest. Tuned into the motherfucking greatest.
Welcome to the Vulgar Display of Podcast. We are currently on location in Memphis at Growler's Pub.
Growler's Pub.
Tavern.
Rock Shack.
Yeah, let's.
You got to love clubs like these, though.
That's where it all starts, right?
20, all right?
They're enduring.
We left early in the morning. It's Tuesday in the afternoon. We're getting ready to interview 200 stab wounds.
Hell fucking yeah.
After sound check.
That's definitely Dino. Sorry to cut you off, but he took his mask off.
Let's just pretend the legend's not in the other room.
Sure.
Let's try and keep it together. Don't freak out.
Am I too loud right now saying that?
No.
I can't tell.
No, we're good. Only we can hear you.
Maybe we just say legend
Yeah.
a little bit more.
So we'll call
her
her.
in.
So, yeah, we've made it down to Memphis safely and soundly, and we're looking forward to tonight. We're going to do some interviewing here in a little bit after sound check. They got us set up in a killer spot. Yeah, but we appreciate the hospitality. And
Yeah, shout outs to Growlers for letting us in and for Gloria from Soulfly.
So Gloria Cavalera is Max's wife and been manager for a long, long time. She's been super helpful in arranging this and setting this up. So
I want to rub it in to everybody out there. This is the first time I've got to do this. We are literally right now watching sound check. So nana nana boo boo.
yeah, so if you do hear guitars and drums and us looking at Dino from Fear Factory.
I can't
Legend.
keep my eyes off of him.
I know, dude. It's like I'm doing this the whole time.
There's a halo around him. It's crazy.
And we just released our latest episode today. We had McVeigh on, we had Brad Sexton on, talked drumming, all things drums.
That's the sound check.
Keep
check,
that down. We're
1,
trying
2.
to do a podcast.
What we forgot to mention, and I say we, and what I mean by that is you guys forgot to mention.
Yep.
Dick.
What I forgot to mention was what happened in Milwaukee. So our good buddy, we've mentioned him several times on the podcast. So we've mentioned Mike on the podcast several different times. He lives in the Milwaukee area, and because of our connection with Gloria, Soulfly there's Dino. Holy shit.
That's Dino.
Hi.
We were able to arrange some interviews, Milwaukee Micah interviewing some of the openers from this tour. And we got pretty lucky because those ones that Micah got the interview, they're not playing the show that we're at now that we're getting ready to see tonight.
So we have two separate bands that did not see Micah.
Correct.
Yes, which is nice.
And we have interviews from the Milwaukee show with H1Z1. And I've liked all their stuff on Spotify. And Micah said that they put on a killer show. And then Ancient Entities, of sort of a technical death metal band. So we're going to be releasing those here in the next couple weeks. Interviews turned out great. Now the audio isn't maybe what you expect from when you heard some of the other things that we put out. It was from a phone. So, bear with us on that.
Bear with us there.
But the interviews turned out great. We appreciate those bands taking time to do that for us. And we're really looking forward to tonight. So when we come back, we're going to be interviewing 200 stab wounds.
Hell fucking yeah. They fucking rip.
We're going to be creeping on Dino.
Yeah, don't
Always.
I got a perfect shot.
We are live, but we're in Memphis. We made the trek down. We're at Growler's Pub. Going to see Soulfly tonight. And when we come back, we'll have an interview. Can we do that, boys?
Let's do it.
Sounds fucking amazing.
Yes.
All right. We'll be back after this.
Hey, this is Marcus from Theftuous.
This is Matt from Into the Moat,
John Done, Anthrax, Shadows Wall. Max Cavalera here.
and you are listening to
Dale, Twan, and Chad.
On the Vulgar Display of Podcasts.
Vulgar Display of Podcasts. Vulgar Display of Podcasts.
On the Vulgar Display of Podcasts.
Black Bayou Coffee Roasters, based out of Shreveport, Louisiana, but also shipping nationwide, is now offering 13 single coffee origins, 20 different coffee blends, and over 75 different flavors. Black Bayou Coffee Roasters' slogan is, "Life is too short to drink shit coffee." So be sure to visit blackbayoucoffeeroasters.com and use the coupon VULGAR and get your 10% off of your order today. Again, be sure to use the coupon code VULGAR at blackcoffeeroasters.com and receive 10% off your order. Be sure to tell them that the boys of Vulgar Display Podcast sent you. Break down, drink, stay caffeinated, and stay metal, baby.
Welcome back to the Vulgar Display Podcast. We're on location here in Memphis, Tennessee, Growler's Pub. Is it a pub?
Sure. Let's.
Pub, whatever.
Something?
Venue. Venue for sure.
We're joined by, and let me fanboy out for a second. We're fans.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that.
Man, I think, I keep telling people when I'm pushing your stuff out that you guys are like a fresh air to that style, death metal, whatever it's called. I hate labels, so whatever it's called.
Right.
But I love how that there's a lot of groove into you guys' stuff. So we are definitely fans first and foremost.
Fuck yeah, thank
Big
you.
times. You guys bring the fucking heavy, man.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
We're really excited for tonight. You guys are opening for Soulfly. I've been on tour for a little bit.
Yeah, about 2 weeks now. We got tonight and then 2 more days after that left. And then we're going right back out with Obituary, literally like 3 days after that.
Oh, wow.
So we do these 3 shows. I think we have like a day in between that or 2 days. And then we're going to play LDB Fest in Louisville. And then like 3 days after that, we're going with Obituary. So we're going to be on the road for a minute.
We're going to drive back to Ohio and chill for like a day or 2 and then drive straight to Florida.
And you guys have been out for a little bit, right?
Yeah, we did a fucking, our first big tour was last year. We did like a month-long headliner, and we basically went everywhere. And then I think we were off like a month, and then we did a tour with the Acacia Train. It was like a week and a half or something like that. And then we've been off for like 2 months or 3 months or something like that. And then, yeah, we're getting back into it now.
You guys have been hitting it pretty hard, and you guys have been out and going out with some legends in the game.
Yeah.
You guys have been super fortunate to be a part of some of these tours that we've seen, and going out with Gatecreeper, I think, some dates.
Yeah, we're doing a month with them in May, I think it is.
April into May.
Yeah, and then there's another tour coming up in the summer, but I can't say what it is yet.
Yeah,
but
that one's not.
You can break news on here.
I don't know if I can though.
Yeah, I get you.
It's coming though.
So a lot of exciting things happening, a lot of cool stuff for you guys, and again, we're fans. Vulgar Display Podcast been repping you guys for a while now, and super excited to see you tonight, and we're take it in tonight.
Hell yeah. You guys from here?
So we're actually from St. Louis area.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because we played Memphis on we did a tour with Single Sugabog, like a 5-day tour. That was our first tour ever, and we played Memphis. I can't remember what the venue was.
That little bar room, I forget what it was called.
It's fucking tiny. I can't remember what it was either. It was sick though.
So I think you guys played St. Louis, right? Can't even remember.
No, I don't remember. We've been out for a while. So
I don't remember shit,
I don't
man.
remember.
I'm sorry.
You had no idea.
Oh, with Soulfly? No, we didn't play with Soulfly there.
Oh,
No?
okay.
Okay.
I think we had played Missouri. We played it on the headliner tour, but I can't remember.
Columbia, I think.
Yeah,
We did
Columbia.
Yeah, Columbia.
I think we did.
Springfield.
Yeah.
It was it was like that record shop with the venue in the basement. Yeah, that's what was cool. I can't remember what city I was though.
I'm pretty sure it was Columbia.
Yeah, I think that was Columbia.
Yeah.
And then Kansas City, we played there too, right?
Kansas City. Yeah, we did play there. Yeah. So yeah, we've been there a few times.
Nice. And I know your original band actually played some Springfield, Missouri shows, like
All the time.
maybe even
yeah.
like house
Yeah.
shows or something, right?
Yeah.
Mainly the Outland, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Outland Ballroom.
Ballroom.
Good venue.
Yeah, we played upstairs there and downstairs a bunch of times.
Yeah, that was the only city that band could pull people out to, like when we were on tour. There was a couple places like we would play Texas sometimes and the shows would be cool, but every time we played in Missouri out there at the Outland, it was fucking sick.
Well, the one time our tour flopped in Texas is because we accidentally followed the Obituary tour.
Yeah,
So, like,
Obituary
every
played like
night-
2 venues down from us, and we were like, fuck.
Every night we played in Texas, Obituary was in town.
Everybody spent their wad on that
No, that
show.
was with our old band too. So yeah, It was Subtype I think at the time, but
Yeah, same band.
We're hitting tours. We're taking what we can and getting out there and spreading the word and spreading the message and trying to get the info and get the music out, right?
yeah, basically we
We've
just
been getting a lot of great opportunities, so I mean, you can't really turn down touring with Obituary and Soulfly, you know?
Yeah.
I gotta do
and we
it.
got like really nervous about this tour in particular because we did that Acacia Strain tour, and like when we got that offer, it was like, okay, cool, like complete different crowds, complete different bands, let's fucking do it. But the problem is that all those shows were sold out before we were announced on them. So like we're playing to these like huge crowds that don't give a fuck about us,
Yeah,
and
they're
like
just ready
no one
to
know who
share.
we were.
Yeah.
So literally there was one. I think it was in Chicago, which is insane because a month before that we did a show, like a headliner show in Chicago, and it was fucking sick. But then we played in Chicago with the Case Strain, and like we played a song, stopped, and no one clapped. They just looked at us like this.
Oh,
Like
shit.
so not impressed. I was like, holy
And then
shit.
there was other shows where like our fans would come up to the merch table and be like, "Hold up, when the fuck did you guys get on this show?" Like,
Oh, wow.
People didn't even know.
that we follow didn't
wow.
even know we were on the show.
Oh,
So
wow.
we were worried about this tour because not because of the same reasons, but it's just like Soulfly and us are so fucking different, and you know they have like the older crowd that don't really give a fuck about new death metal. But it's been like the best tour we've done so far, surprisingly. So
That's
it's
awesome.
super sick. Yeah.
So, just along those lines, like, you know, what's the best way for you guys to be supported? You know, do you look for streams? Are you just looking for people to come out to shows?
Streams are cool because people are hearing the music, and like you know, not everyone has money to go and buy a fucking record to
Right.
hear it. You know.
Yeah.
But no, mainly just come to shows or buy merch. We have a bunch of shit online or do whatever. The best way to do it when we're on tour is definitely come to a show and buy
Gotcha.
the stuff we have. You
You
know,
guys got a website?
we're working on one right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If you go to our Instagram bio, there's a link tree that'll send you to our different merch stores and stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah, we'll definitely link that.
You guys are signed with Maggot Stomp. How's that been?
It's been good. It's been good. It's just, like it's done a lot of shit for us that we never expected to happen. You know what I mean?
Sounds like you're getting a lot of good tours.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that know about us. That, like, fuck, dude, Max Cavalera. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, well, like we saw him up giving fucking like guitar tips and shit earlier. We're like,
Yeah.
who can you not fucking take tips from besides Max? You
That's
know
what
what I mean?
I'm saying. And like, we did a video the other day when we were in fucking, I can't remember where we were, but we played a show somewhere, and we got asked to do like this YouTube like game show thing or whatever. It's called Guess That Song. You basically hear a song, first person to guess it, like gets a point or whatever. But before that, we were bullshitting, and I was just like, yeah, man, like I don't know how the fuck we even got this tour. Like it's fucking insane. And he's like, yeah, I think I had something to do with that. I was like, oh shit, so you already knew who we were.
Oh, cool.
That's saying a lot. That's speaking volumes coming
Right.
from them. Absolutely.
And I think you've even been like joining them on stage to do a few
Yeah,
covers and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, we're doing that
shit from
tonight.
Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
When you guys ripped Hatebreed,
Yeah.
that was fucking hard.
Yeah, well, because it was his idea. He wanted to do Scourge of Iron by Cannibal Corpse, and I was just like, I don't know. We could do something better.
Last
So-
breath.
Well, so I originally suggested that
My favorite Hatebreed song, by the way.
the best one
Killer.
off the best record.
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm a big
100%.
Perseverance fan, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I mean,
Hey, still
Satisfaction-
great. Yes, still
Satisfaction's
great.
undeniable, but I
all
mean,
good.
Perseverance gets slept on. I don't know.
Yes.
Both those back to back were solid though.
Yeah, even doing stuff like that, like jam with them, it's like fucking like mind blowing. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. I mean, even when we saw it on YouTube, it was like, holy cow. I mean, that's like, you know, that's saying that they believe in what you guys are doing. You know,
Right.
to me anyway, as an outsider, as a fan, saying,
sure.
if they bring you up on stage, that's something.
Right.
Sure.
Shit.
And then, like you said, reaching out to you guys, them coming to you, say, come jump on our fucking tour.
Right.
That speaks volumes. That's
Right.
fucking huge.
And them trusting us to fucking get on stage and not fuck these songs up.
And
you
you
know
guys
what I mean?
fucking rip.
Right.
It was shaky the first day because we didn't jam it at all. We just kind of knew the song we were doing. Yeah, Max was just like, oh, let's do this song, let's do that song. And we did it. And
Yeah, y'all ran through it like 5 times at soundcheck. That was like it.
yeah.
That's all it took. That's it.
Yeah. It was,
Nailed it.
What is it about Ohio? It feels like there's like a huge death metal scene in Ohio.
I don't know. I don't know what it
Is
is.
that the case, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, death metal for like where we're from, Cleveland, like there's a couple of death metal bands, but it's, I think, from what I see, Cleveland's more like a punk city.
Okay.
Like there's like hardcore and stuff like that, but it's mainly punk and hardcore. Death metal, it's around, but it's not like the main thing there. But Ohio as a whole, it's definitely death metal capital, in my opinion.
Agreed. That's what we had the same conversation. Agreed. You guys are coming fucking heavy as fuck from Ohio.
Yeah, there's just so many bands.
Steady repping. Yes, absolutely.
I feel like it's the new Florida or something. It's like everything I hear lately, it seems like it's coming out of Ohio.
Yes.
And I know Ohio kind of is kind of vast. It's not like a little state by any means, but
Right.
it seems like there's a lot coming out of Ohio right now.
Yeah, there's a lot.
The last 3-4 years, for whatever reason, death metal is just popping off. And there used to be like a big, like kind of like a deathcore scene in Cleveland when Peabody's was still around. That was like the venue in Cleveland.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, after that died off, like I don't know, death
So
metal.
was that
came
like
about.
y'all CBGB? Like anybody roll up and fucking play death metal and rip?
Yeah, I guess so. They knocked it down a couple years ago, but
What was the one we went to? Agora?
The Agora.
Yeah, yeah.
Agora.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the theater, the smaller theater we got.
I mean, this was years and years ago. You guys are a lot younger than us, but years and years ago, we saw a death metal fest, I think, at Agora. And then even like Dayton, Ohio, had some death metal
Yeah.
fest that we attended with like I don't remember who played, but it was a lot of death metal then.
Dayton's like the fucking like now. Like I see a lot of like gore grind and shit like that
Dayton
coming out
is
of
like
Dayton.
90% grind right now.
It's sick as fuck.
No shit.
Yep.
Actually, now that you bring that up, Cleveland has like a really, I don't know about now so much, but like back when we were coming up playing shows, it was all like grindcore bands.
Yeah.
Everybody. And then hardcore bands. We played in hardcore bands and shit. So it's kind of mixed. It's like a mixed bill out there for sure. But Ohio, I think, is known for death metal right now, at least.
They're coming so fucking heavy.
For sure. Inoculation, Bog, us, fucking. There's a couple, Tomb Sentinel, all them bands.
Well, they're from Columbus, but yeah.
But Ohio, I mean.
Oh, yeah, Ohio.
As a whole.
Dissected, Mutilatred.
Right.
You guys are a little like northeast of Ohio, right? So where are you guys actually from?
So I live in Ashtabula, and all the rest. Well, me and our bass player are from Ashtabula. These two cats are from like Cleveland. Well, they live in Cleveland area.
Well,
He's
lives
from
on the
Geneva.
west side of Cleveland, and I live in like a suburb right on the east side of Cleveland.
So is it true? I think I heard that you guys actually had a record label or a record deal before you even like played a show.
Yeah. Well, not. I mean, with Maggot Snob, it's not like a record deal. It's like more. It's like an independent label. You know what I mean? It's more just like friends helping friends out, whatever. He liked the band. Obviously, the shit's changing now because we're getting more popular, and
Right.
But when we first started, that how we like got on that, we didn't even play a show, and I had posted like a fucking snippet of one of our songs that we had just recorded.
That's all it took.
Yeah, and then Maggot Stomp heard it and was like, just reached out.
Like
was like,
that easy,
bro.
huh?
Like wildfire. Yeah.
That's why, like, when we played our first show, it was like packed out. One, because of like all the other bands that were playing as well, but a lot of people were stoked to see us because we had that outlet to get our shit out there. Other bands we played in didn't have that, So
That's what we were saying earlier about the social media. You fucking put it out there, it just fucking grows and grows.
yeah, and we've only been playing shows for 6 months too, which is crazy.
You can't fucking tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all fucking killed.
Well, we've also like when we first started, and then obviously the pandemic hit, like we were jamming a lot,
Right.
We wrote this whole
Stuck
record.
inside. I mean, what else do you do but fucking play?
Right.
Yeah, we just drank beer and fucking wrote riffs in my
Wailed,
basement.
bro. Wailed. Yeah. That's
And then when
great.
you weren't at my house, you were at home demoing shit yourself.
Yeah,
It was like a blessing in disguise.
exactly. I think that's part of the reason why people even took the time to check us out, because all the shit was going on, and then you couldn't go see bands. Like the way I am is when you go to a show every week and you fucking you have the bands you like. You see everyone posting their own band, like, oh, check out my band. Like, honestly, 99% of the time, I'm not going to click on that shit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's just me. I have to, like, see a band live to really get into them, or, like,
that's
maybe
when I
just...
become a fan.
Right.
That's what I'm drawn to.
Yeah. And I think, like, we came out during the pandemic and fucking people just saw it. 200 Stab Wounds, the name alone is like, what the fuck is that? Okay, cool. I have nothing else to do. Let me click on that,
Speaking of the name, how did you come up with the name 200 Stab Wounds?
It's all this guy.
Yeah, it was actually.
It's all you?
Yeah, our tour manager Dalton. I think he was the one that actually came up with it. But our thrash band at the time, we were on tour in like North Dakota, and we were all just like sleep deprived and giggly, just talking shit.
Right.
He saw it on like a headline at this gas station or something, and I just put it in the notes on my phone, and it sat there for like 3-4 years. And then he hit me up for the demos for REP, and he just wanted to use the name. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I was like, yo, what's up with that 200 Stab Wounds shit? Like,
Yeah, what's up with that?
That's hard as fuck.
Yeah,
These songs
it is
are
hard as fuck.
There's pretty much the story behind it.
What do you guys think about like where the genre is right now?
It's fucking amazing. Dude, people tell, I mean, obviously we wouldn't know because I'm only 24 years old, so I don't know how it was in the 90s. But, like, just from, like, videos I've watched and just, like, following that era of stuff, people have walked up to us and said, yo, like, this is, like, a fucking resurgence of that time. Except there's more bands now, So, I mean, maybe that's true, maybe it's not true, I don't know. But, I mean, it's definitely sick as fuck right now. So many good bands,
I just feel like any genre, there's so many subgenres and so many bands working right now that there's literally something for everybody. And if you can't find music you like right now, you just don't give a shit. I don't know. I think death metal's in a good place. There's bands that sound like Morbid Angel. There's bands that sound like Cannibal. You can find a modern current band that's working right now.
I agree. And like, I'm 40, so like, I remember like the old Sepultura where like you used to literally have to like read the liner notes and the thank yous to find new bands.
Right.
You definitely had to go out and see a show.
For sure.
Right now it's at your fingertips, man. If you want to find good music, I'm sure it's out there. You just got to put the work in.
Right. And that's why I kind of like people say, oh, like I hate the internet age, and like there's pros and cons to it, like just people fucking being crazy on the internet, But I think it's perfect for like bands and stuff, like the music shit, because now you can get your shit out there just like to someone in England, like on my phone right now, you know what I mean?
But at the same time, that does water down the market a little bit.
No, it definitely does. But I mean, if you fucking, I feel like if you're good and you work hard enough, like it's not really gonna matter, because like we're just one of the millions of fucking death metal bands, you know what I mean? But people like us because I think we just maybe played our cards right in a way, came out at the right time. I don't know.
And I'm a believer that good's good. If you're good enough, people are going to follow. People are going to find you and follow you.
Right.
You know, like you said, it kind of waters it down. You know, every kid with a guitar right now could be in a band just like that. And
Oh yeah, I could drop a 20-minute record on my laptop tomorrow.
Or you could start a podcast in your garage. And
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, both ways.
But yeah, that exposure, you know, it's so much easier now. It seems like, and I do think, I agree that it probably waters it down some, but you know the good when you see the good.
For sure.
Yeah.
And you guys are definitely on that. I think you guys are, you know, like I said, a breath of fresh air to a genre. At least for me, that gets a little stagnant. It gets a little boring at times. I especially like how you guys change up the tempos.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the goal too. Like, I mean, even when I played in so like when we played in a thrash band, the whole idea behind that was like, okay, we played hardcore for years. I just saw Slayer live like for the first time ever, and I was like, oh shit, that's heavy as fuck and it's fast. So we did that, right? Because no one was doing that. But then, like, after we did that for a while, that band actually started out as a death metal band. But at the time we were young, we couldn't play the type of shit that I was like putting across. You know, I would write a riff in my head and I couldn't even play it. You know.
Right.
So like now, when that band broke up, we just started this thing, and it was different, and it was heavy, and it was also fast. It has a little bit of something for everybody. It has groove.
It's got the punk speed kick to it, and then like you said, you change right to the death metal. I love the flow.
Yeah,
it flows right into it.
Yeah, and with the grooves and everything like that, like the tempo changes, I just think like, because I'm like like when I write a riff, I'm super critical of everything. It's like, okay, what would I think if I saw this shit live or heard it? So I'll write something and I'll be like, okay, it's a cool riff, but I'd be bored as fuck if you just did that part. You know what I mean? So that's where the switch ups come from and all that. You know, like you play a riff.
To have that change, like you said, like it keeps you fucking going. Yeah.
Right, because we'll do like a super fast part, then we'll stop, pause, okay, guitar part, okay, groove part, and then fucking blast beat. You know, there's cats are sitting there like, oh shit, like you don't know what's gonna happen. I see bands sometimes where I'm like, okay, I hear this part and I already know what's gonna happen next, and then they do it, and I'm like, okay.
So that's interesting you say that. Did you write with the listener in mind?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I do whatever like I think we would all like. And that's like when we go to practice and stuff, like if someone doesn't like something, we either don't use it or we use it or we come to a compromise on something. But if it's ass and like I wouldn't want to hear it or he wouldn't want to hear it, we're just not going to use it. You know what I mean?
I mean, any artist kind of has to cater to their audience a little bit. Yeah. That's why they're your fans to begin with.
How's the songwriting process go?
It depends really, because like I'll either have like a full song and I'll be like, okay, this, like when I bring it to them, I'll be like, yo, this is the way it's going to go, no changes, this is perfect. Or sometimes I'll have a riff idea or like a song idea, I'll demo it out, bring it to them, and then they'll bring in their ideas, and then we'll just create it that way. Or sometimes he'll write a riff, and then I'll build around that, or the other dudes will build around that, you know what I mean? So it really just depends on who has the riff first, you know? And I always have like 30 riffs like in the pocket, you know what I mean? And he has a lot of riffs too sometimes, so it really just depends on the day, or like, that's like another thing, like people fucking... Like you can write a song about like something that happened, like it's a real piece of like history in the world, and fucking people will think that you're taking that dead serious and like co-signing it in a way, but it's just telling a story, you know what I mean? I think like music is fucking art, and if you want to write a song about like a fantasy thing, like or something that's like make believe, and then write about that, people will try to fucking maybe think that you're into that. Or like if you write a song based off a serial killer, people will say, oh, you like that to happen.
Yeah, right.
But you're really just telling a story, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's some fucked up people out there that really do like that, and they really love that, but most of the time, at least in our case, the shit we write about is just it's like a horror movie based stuff, like stuff that would happen in a horror movie, but lyrics.
It's art.
So.
It's art,
like, do people say that shit about John Carpenter? Like,
right?
Or is it just Cannibal Corpse?
Right.
They're the enemy. I don't get it.
Right. And I feel like that type of music, and especially then, like they're an easy target, right? Because they just put themselves out there so much.
Oh, for sure. I mean, when you like, even when you look at some of like, I guess you could say some of our like song titles, you could be like, oh, these cats are fucked up. Like we're just normal dudes. Like we just drink beer and smoke weed and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're not going to the fucking graveyard after a show and digging up bodies and fucking them and shit. Like none of that. It's just, we get in the van after. It's a fucking song.
Right.
Like,
and we'll have people on our podcast and people that don't listen to this type of music, and they'll be like, you're so angry. You're so angry. Like, no, I listen to that shit, and it makes me feel mellow. It chills me out.
Yeah, for sure.
One thing that stood out with your recordings to me was how much the bass cut through the mix. With that style of music, it seems like the bass sometimes gets lost, or it kind of gets jumbled and muddied up. I love how the bass really comes out in you guys' mix. Was that something intentional, or?
Yeah, that's like most of our sound. Like I remember when when we did our first EP, it was like I told the guy that recorded it, I was like, hey, we really want the bass to stand out and like cut through, not in a way where it's like loud,
Right.
but we want to have a tone where it's going to cut through the guitars and the drums, and you're gonna be able to hear what he's playing and just put the extra layer of filth on it. You know what I mean? So when we went in to fucking do the record, we had already had that in mind. We were just like, yeah, definitely crank the bass, not volume wise, but crank the tones and the distortion and shit like that, so it cuts all the way through and you can hear it. Because he's a part of the fucking band, the bass player, dude. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He needs to be heard.
They get lost a lot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and a lot of recordings. I even feel that way about some Slayer recordings, except for Hell Awaits. You can hear the bass so good on that record.
Yeah.
That's really where it came from for me. I was like, I want to hear the bass like that. You know what I mean?
I think it adds to the heaviness when you're
it does.
listening on Spotify, you're
Definitely.
listening on your phone or on wherever you're listening in your headphones or whatever it is. Hearing that bass cut through the mix, it seems like it gives it a little bit more oomph.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it even sounds like that for us live. Like it sounds like that live. You can hear the bass, especially if you're standing right in front of the stage. You can that bass just punching you right in the face, and you can hear it.
You legit feel it.
Yeah. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, that was one of the things that first stood out to me when I listened to it. When I listened to it on Spotify, I was like, man, you can really hear this bass, and it sounded like it was distorted bass, and it really, added an extra layer that you don't hear with that a lot of the time. So. Kudos to you guys.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all Ezra. He's always pushing the sound guy to get him in the mix the right way.
Yeah.
Always.
The sound guys always want to do DI. He's like, no, mic that shit up.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's easier for the sound guy to just go, hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, where's your DI, bro? Oh yeah. Oh shit, I don't got one actually.
I forgot it. Back home.
Right.
It seemed like there was a little bit of an issue with maybe the stage tonight or something. Did it kind of push sound check back a little bit or something?
It did, yeah. Because there was Dino told me that there was a fucking like spot in the stage that was like caved in. So if he like took one step on that, shit's breaking through and you're falling through the stage. So that's why we had to wait so long to do this, because they had to fix the stage, and we didn't even get a chance to run through a song at sound check, which kind of sucks. But
so what we heard tonight was like a shortened version of what you guys actually sound check and get everything right, get all the levels right and everything.
Yeah, we usually like do all the levels and stuff. Like we'll do front of house, and then we'll go and run through the monitors and like do what we need in there, and then we'll run through a couple songs to make sure like, okay, I hear everything I need to hear.
Yeah, we'll run through like one track and then make adjustments to our monitor mix, run through another track.
Yeah.
So how do you guys come up with the set list every night? You guys have a predetermined, or you change it up every night, or
We change it up sometimes, but it's not really like too drastic. Like we really try to play every fucking song. Like you'll see tonight, we try to play every song we have, but we have to cut a couple because we only have so much time to play up there on a support slot. So with some songs, like if you listen to the record, you'll hear that some songs go right into each other. You know what I mean? So the songs that do that, we'll do it the way it is on the record, but then we'll take the songs that kind of just are just like a singular song. We'll switch those around sometimes, or maybe we'll cut a song and then play a song we haven't played on the tour yet, or something like that. Yeah. So it really just depends. Yeah.
Gotcha. So what songs do you guys really like playing live individually?
Toe Rope, right?
Yeah, all of them. All of them.
that one's
But that
so
one
fun to play.
especially because
So Toe Rope, we just actually played on our last podcast.
Yeah.
Kind of, prefacing what we're doing tonight.
right.
And dude, that one is
heavy.
The
yeah.
last 3 weeks
yeah.
of my life, I have woke up to that song, so thank y'all. That goes so
You guys are playing that
fucking
though, right?
Oh yeah, we're playing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's
If not, we're doing that shit out in the parking lot or something. Like, we're gonna hear that one way or the other. We'll do an acoustic or some shit.
yeah. No, we're definitely playing that one. Now, before we even put the record out, that was the one that like people saw clips of online and they were losing their fucking minds over it. Just like the transition from the first song to that.
intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad, show me that
So
intro.
if you had a single, would that be the single?
Well, it wasn't a single. It should have been, I think, but we wanted to, like when we were picking the singles for the record, we wanted to put out the shit that was gonna give people an idea of what it was, but we wanted to save the best for last. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We didn't want to put the best songs out first, and then when people hear the record, they're like, "Oh, these songs suck." You know what I mean? You have something that's good, but not the best one on the record. You put out first, so people get
Teaser.
So people catch interest, and then when the record comes out, there's even songs that will shit on the singles. You know what I mean? And then people are blown away. That's how I think about it, at least.
So did you put Skin Milk out first? Was that technically the single?
Was Itty Bitty first?
No, it was we did Drilling Your Head first.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then, because that one's really good. I mean, they're all really good, but I think that one's not too crazy. It doesn't do anything too insane. It's just something fucking groovy, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's definitely our poppiest track.
So it represents you guys well in a way that's that there might be more susceptible to what you guys are putting out there.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also not like the best song. Like we don't want to put that song. Like to me, my favorite song on the record is either Skin Milk or Phallic Filth, and like we put those out first. those are the best in my opinion. So it's like, why would we waste the best first and then put the rest out later and have kind of like a lackluster release, you know?
Blow your load too early.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I'm good at that.
I'm a big fan of Itty Bitty. You just mentioned that. That's
that was the
great
second
song.
single. Yeah. Fuck yeah, thank you.
Thanks, bud.
Absolutely. We're stoked for tonight. This is Vulgar Display, a podcast where we're with 200 Stab Wounds. You guys are on all the socials. You want to give it out?
Instagram, 200 Stab Wounds. Facebook, 200 Stab Wounds. Twitter, 200 Stab Wounds. Email, 200stabwounds@gmail.com. 200 Stab Wounds.
TikTok, 200 Stab Wounds band.
TikTok. Nice.
Whoever took 200 Stab Wounds on TikTok before I could get to it, just hit me up. Like, we can make it work. It's cool.
Are you guys gamers? If so, what are you into right now?
I am not a gamer, but when I was a kid, the first Halo and all the WWE games. Yeah.
I've played a lot of games. At the moment, I got a Razer Kishi for my phone, so I'm running through GTA San Andreas on my phone in the van.
Nice. San Andreas. My favorite of all of them.
Hell yeah.
What's life like on the road? You know, because we're music fans. You know, we're not musicians. We see it as glamorized. Like you're talking with Max, you're talking with Dino. You get to go up on stage.
Yeah.
But what's life like on the road for you guys?
It's cool. I think I like it, but I could see how some people would consider us children. You know what I mean? Like we're kids. You know, we're not. But it's cool for us now. But I'd imagine like hopefully when we're 50, we have like a bus maybe. You know what I mean?
Right.
That'd be sick. Or like fucking we're making like real serious money. Or yeah. But right now it's cool because like this is the most successful band we've been in, and the only thing that sucks is the travel. I like point A, I like point B, I like playing the show, I like bullshitting with people, I like drinking beers, hanging out, but in the van for fucking 10 hours, no, dude.
Yeah, when you got to make it to Montana for a show, it's a 24-hour drive from fucking Indianapolis. That shit sucks.
Yeah, and we fucking drove through a snowstorm and then broke down and all fucked up. Like, it was bad, but I mean, other than that though, I mean, you're gonna run into bullshit like that all the time, but other than that, I mean, I enjoy it. Because most people don't get to do that, you know. People have to, if you have a kid, you have to take care of shit or whatever. Maybe your circumstances are different in some way. Like, so like I'm super grateful for it, even though it kind of sucks sometimes. But I just like playing shows and talking to people and meeting people. So
I feel like this is an obvious question, but do you guys get homesick a lot?
I just miss my cats and my girlfriend and shit.
Yeah, I miss my girl and my family, but like I don't know. Yeah. It's also cool as fuck to be able to do this kind of stuff. It's pretty fast paced sometimes. We're like, you know, gotta load in, gotta sound check, gotta play the show, gotta load up, gotta get to the hotel, pass out, drive. You know what I mean? So like, all over. Yeah, do it all over again. So this last 2 weeks with Soulfly just flew by in my mind.
Are you guys in like a 12 or 15 passenger van where
15,
you guys are
15? Yeah.
You guys are show after show after show.
Yep. Yeah. We
had a couple off days, more than usual, but
yeah. Yesterday we had an off day actually in Nashville. We hung out and got wasted. It was cool. Yeah. And that's mainly what we do on our off days. We just kind of fucking find somewhere cool to go and just fucking hang out. You know.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, do y'all just rip it on your off days? Like, fucking enjoy the city you're in?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on where we're at. Like, if we're somewhere shitty and there's nowhere cool coming up for like a long time, we'll just drive and kill the drive. Right. But yesterday 2 days ago we had a show in Nashville, and we fucking were like, okay, well, it's only 3.5 or so hours to Memphis. Let's just stay here, party tomorrow, and then fucking drive to Memphis. You know what I mean? That's a cool city. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I was telling these guys. Was just like, we might as well stay here because how often is it that we have an off day in a fucking sick town? You know what I mean? Not often.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then in between Montana and the Wyoming show, we went to this Wall, South Dakota, like a little like western town. Wall Drug.
Yeah.
We went there and then we went to the Badlands on the way to Wyoming.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Cute ass prairie dogs everywhere.
Oh, you got to go up there, man. Did you guys check Mount Rushmore at all?
No, I didn't even know. I didn't know it was in South Dakota. I had no idea.
You guys probably passed
on the road.
It's like it was either go to Wall or go to Mount Rushmore, and it was like way farther out the way to go to Mount Rushmore. So,
right.
So
that's a cool area though. You know, people don't think about that area. I think as like a vacation spot. And we were actually just talking about that. McVeigh here, he actually travels across the country and packs up his own rig, travels across the country.
I try to get as far away from people as I can. Find the most isolated place and chill by myself.
Right.
So,
yeah,
it's insane to me because it seems like someone just took a part of a mountain and just put it down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like where we're from, I don't know about where you guys live, but it's fucking just people everywhere and
just urban sprawl, then a cornfield, and then more suburbs, and then a city, and then another cornfield.
Yeah. It was sick. It was a good time.
So when you guys have to do these, you know, all the driving and things like that with a tour like this, is it every band for themselves getting to the next place? Is there a caravan situation, or how do you guys?
It's usually just every band makes their own way.
Gotcha.
Unless like some bands, like if it's a larger tour, some bands split a bus, but we're not on that level of budget at the moment.
Sure.
Yeah, we haven't been on a bus yet, but hopefully in the next like couple of years we'll get something bigger. But you know, you never know what could happen. But yeah, for tours like this, even if it's a bigger tour, Soulfly already has a fucking whole crew and the whole band, and you know whatever with them. Like, they ain't got no room for us or our gear. You know what I mean? So it's cool.
It's just you and Soulfly, right? Like nationally, like.
Yeah. It's just us. So like.
And then everything else is openers. Each town is a different opener.
Yeah, local openers every day.
We had a show in Cincinnati that got canceled, and then we rescheduled it to Columbus, and it was only us two on the show because there was no time to get a local and promote it or whatever. But yeah, every night it's just fucking 2 or 3 openers, maybe 1 or whatever. Tonight there's 3, I believe, and just works that way.
So I think I told you guys, whoever I was talking to on Messenger, like our buddy actually went and seen you guys in Milwaukee. He's from Milwaukee and does a podcast for us.
Fuck yeah.
About gaming, and he said you guys absolutely destroyed, slayed.
Fuck yeah.
And was he walked away a big fan. He was a big fan before, but he walked away even a bigger fan.
Hell yeah. We try to kill it every night, you know. Sometimes there's roadblocks, but.
Are you somewhat dependent on the locals? Like, because sometimes locals will bring the extra crowd.
No,
on this tour, Soulfly has their own crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the locals do help, but
I mean, Soulfly is the name, right? That brings people out.
Right. I mean, I think if it's a headliner tour for us, it's not really much that we depend on them. I think it's just like it would be cool to have them. Yeah. So my point is, I feel like we could do a tour with a very sick package, right, and just have it be that, and it would be fine. But if it's just us headlining, it would be cool to have really sick locals to bring more people out and see us play too, and fucking, you know, get new fans. But it really just depends on the bill and the show and the city and all that.
Yeah. It never hurts to have good local bands open a show. It never hurts.
I'm guessing the week or the day of the week matters too. Weekend, you're going to have a bigger crowd, probably, obviously, right?
I don't know. Sometimes it's been flip-flop for us. Sometimes like on our headliner tour, we did like a show on a Sunday and it was fucking packed, and then we do a show on a Thursday and it was like, it was all right, but it wasn't like the Sunday show, you know?
I feel it more so has to do with the events that are happening in that area at the time. So like we could pull up in Texas and cats are going to see Obituary and not Stab Wound. Well,
same crowd going to see something else.
Yeah. Soon they'll see both of us together, but
right. Yeah, 2 days ago when we played in Nashville, Megadeth played up the street, which we did not know. The show was still sick, like our show, but I don't think it was what it should have been.
It probably pulled at least some of your crowd.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people there, don't get me wrong, but it was just like the venue was fucking enormous, you know what I mean? So it could have fit like way more people in there, but fucking Megadeth and who was it, Lamb of God, you said?
Yeah. I think I fucked up. I don't think they actually played that night.
Oh, well, someone told me they played that night, but
I don't know. I just work here, dude. I don't know.
Chris Barnes.
What about him?
What's going on there?
No,
I heard there was a little bit of smoke between you guys.
No, there's no smoke. Listen, I'm going to say this right here, right now. Chris, if you're listening, we love you and respect you. But why'd you block us, bro?
Oh, you got blocked.
Yeah, for no reason. We never said anything about this man. But if anyone's listening, an associate or the man himself, we love you and respect you.
Surely an influence, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I was kind of one of those like fanboys. Like I want the OG Cannibal, blah, blah. I never liked the Corpse Grinder era. Obviously now I like them because I fucking grew up and like listened to this shit and it's fucking sick. I'm a fan of both eras, but the Chris Barnes era is fucking sick. You know what I mean? I don't care what he does now, or it was just fucking sick. We don't have beef with him. I don't know why he blocked us. So basically,
whatever.
We have a Twitter. We followed him because obviously it's fucking Chris Barnes, you know what I mean?
All right.
And he would go on these like rants sometimes that I thought were super hilarious. So I remember one day I just went to his page and I couldn't find it. And then I eventually got to it and it said he blocked us. So I posted it because I thought it was funny. I posted it on our story or whatever, and then the people made it a big deal.
In a way, that's a compliment, don't you think?
I don't know. I don't know
like,
why.
Did he at least knows you guys, right? Like it's like
that's probably why he blocked us. He was sick of seeing us on the timeline. He was like, all right, yeah.
I mean, look, now that I don't know if you're familiar with that shit that just went down. With Undeath and Black Dahlia and Gay Creeper on that podcast where Chris Barnes said, "Oh, like I hate what the genre has become," like blah blah, all that shit.
Yeah.
Now that happened, I'm pretty sure that he just probably doesn't like our band. Don't know why. Maybe he genuinely hates it, or maybe he fucking doesn't like the fact that we're popular in a way. I don't know what it is. Yeah. I don't know. We've never spoken to him in our life. Never. Don't know why. I tried to like DM him a couple times, like on my personal Instagram, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's up? I didn't want to be like, oh, why'd you block us? But I would just say, hey, what's up? Nothing. Never heard from him. So.
Well, I got one for you. House shows. I know when we were growing up, there was a lot of them going on. You guys still do house shows or anything, or?
Not really, no. I mean, we would be totally open to doing one, but now that we have like booking agent, manager, and shit. I don't know if they would
I
necessarily.
mean, are the younger generation? They still do like a lot of house shows. Yeah.
I've seen a few pop up on the west side of Cleveland, but like not back in the day. Like he used to book house shows every week.
Yeah. Where I live, it's like a really small fucking just small town, and there was a lot of local bands, including the one that we were in at the time, and fucking I would just book house shows all the time at my buddy's house and just book bands on tour, have our band play, get a bunch of locals, throw festivals, not festivals, but like a fucking, okay, here's 30 bands playing all goddamn day long, come party, let's get wasted, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I don't know about nowadays, but we haven't played a house show. We played one house show in the beginning, but other than that, we haven't done one. So.
Sounds like we're getting ready to start in there.
Yep.
I guess so. Fuck yeah.
Not sure if you're here or not, but the show's getting ready to start. We're going to go check it out. We appreciate you guys.
Thank y'all so fucking much, for real. We all thank you.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for real. Thank you so much.
Fuck yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot.